I made some videos years back in which I've explained clearly why people should not go to fortune tellers. Well, in this summary, I'm going to talk about fortune telling again. Not that much about the technical details, how it works in the paranormal, but I want to explain to you why fortune telling is a trap. It's a fatal trap. It's a fatal trap that many don't see it for what it is. Most won't see the trap of fortune telling. Okay, so again, I'm going to use an illustration now. Okay, so you have Bart. I'm using a Dutch name now. Bart is, well, he's a small businessman. But what I mean is, I'm not talking about this Bart. I'm talking about he is into business, but he doesn't have a big company. He is a trader in the sense that he imports goods and sells them to others. And he has a small business. That's what I mean. And Bart is always getting the best deals. He always does. Bart has around 5 employees. He doesn't have many people working for him. Bart has no debt. And that's something very special because most businesses have debt. But Bart's business doesn't. Bart is also married. And, well, he is also at good terms with his family-in-law. So anyone that looks at Bart's circumstances might think, whoa, Bart has it going. Bart is specially anointed. They might think such things. Bart is only going to church once in a while. So people say, well, he's going to church, he's a Christian. Let me reveal you what's going on. Bart is not a believer. He doesn't follow Christ. He is following some kind of sect. And this cult that he's following, they worship some ancient gods. But Bart is deceived by the cult by thinking that worshipping Jesus and worshipping those ancient gods, this is not a big deal. Bart is deceived. So what happens at that cult? You have a few fortune tellers. Say you have 4 fortune tellers. And everyone is part of that small cult goes to those fortune tellers. And those fortune tellers, they have abilities, but they're not abilities that from the Holy Spirit. Their abilities come from demons. And those fortune tellers, they are very effective. When Bart just was in college, he was introduced to the cult and he thought, well, this is BS, worshipping ancient gods. We live in a scientific age. Bart didn't want anything to do with it because he thought he's too good for it. But after a while, Bart realized that he could use some help of some higher power. So Bart decided, okay, I'm going to check out for a while. So at the first meeting, Bart allowed him to read his hand and to let him read cards. And the fortune teller revealed things about his life that they couldn't have known. Some things that happened during his childhood. It weren't traumatic things, but they stole a candy bar from a store 3 times. And Bart was thinking, whoa, how are you aware of this? There were no cameras in the store. It happened almost 11 years ago. He was living in another town. So Bart was overwhelmed. How could she know about this? So that intrigued Bart. So then the next time Bart came, Bart began to inform about business. Because Bart was thinking, okay, if these ancient gods are real and I have the ability to know such stuff, then they can also know things that may benefit me in business. Because Bart didn't want to have a 9-to-5 job, stuck at a regular job, having to pay debts. Bart didn't want that. Bart really wanted to have success. Bart heard about people selling their souls to Satan and all of that, and Bart realized I don't want anything to do with that crap. And okay, indeed, it's good that Bart didn't want anything to do with that crap, okay? I admire that. Bart was also realistic and realized I need some help outside of my own physical and mental abilities. Bart didn't want to just rely upon the advice of other people, he wanted to have security. And there's nothing wrong with wanting security. But there is an issue with where he went to get his security. And now look, the next time Bart came, Bart was 19 at the time. He told the fortune teller about that he wanted to go into business. And the demons behind the fortune teller were already aware of this. So the demons were already aware of the business world, because most of the people in the business world have some kind of spirituality that they go to for security. And most of them don't go to the Most High, they don't go to the Holy Spirit, they go to demons. So the demons knew everything about the business world. So the demons, through the fortune teller, gave instructions to Bart how to start his business. So Bart did it. Bart built his own website, he registered himself, and he even got detailed information how to make his business cards, all of that. So it all worked, and after a while he got clients very quickly. Others that began their own business had to endure a lot of hardship to even get some clients. And often those clients would be scammers. But Bart, man, he got clients quickly. And the fortune tellers even gave him some cards that he could take with him at home, that he could practice the craft at home for himself. It all worked. When Bart wanted to get with a woman, he didn't just want to get with any woman, he wanted to be with a woman that would treat him well and that would also be supportive of his business. Because he didn't want to waste his time, and he didn't want to get a gold digger that's going to tear him down. So he went to the fortune teller again, and well, he followed the instructions. He sat down at a bench at the mall at the hour they told him, and indeed, this young lady came and sat behind him, and they exchanged numbers, and it led to them getting married. And the people around him were saying, whoa, Bart is only 22. He has this business that's working well. He is earning a lot of money. He had bought his own house. He doesn't have a mortgage that he has to pay off every month. And he's also married to this good-looking woman. People were thinking, whoa, what's going on with Bart? It was all going well with Bart. It did. The family-in-law was all supportive of Bart's business. So you may think, well, Bart just wanted to have security, and he got security. So people may think, what's possibly wrong with this situation? I'm telling you what's wrong with this situation. Bart is fatally trapped. Now hold on a minute. You may say, how is Bart fatally trapped? Bart is trapped because he is relying upon his own understanding. Now here's the thing, Bart has this business, right? He has all those clients, and he's so married to this beautiful woman. He has a family-in-law that's supportive of him. So you think it's all going well, he has a great life. No. Let's look at the bigger picture here. Bart got empowerment from the paranormal. And the demons, well, they just help him out. So you may think, well, the demons did something good. Bart is married. Bart is happy with his wife. No. Look at the bigger picture. First of all, Bart is not born again, so he's lost. He's without Christ, so that's already a big disaster over here. Okay? Now, secondly, apart from that he's not saved, okay, let's say that he was saved, but he was deceived into trusting fortune tellers. In this case, Bart has the beautiful wife, he has a family-in-law that's supportive, he has the company with the clients, he even has people working for him. So what is wrong here? First of all, he's very young. He's 24 at this time. He's 24 and he has already made it. Bart was even invited by some universities in Asia to come and speak about business and to inspire older businessmen. So here's where it's wrong. All the people that grew up with Bart began to ask, how did Bart get where he is right now? Bart was now a millionaire. His net worth was around 3 million euros. I'm using euros in my examples, not dollars, so that you are aware of it. And the people were thinking, this is quite odd. He was a nobody in the world, and now look at how he has become. So people began to become suspicious of him. And look at this, he got so many clients, right? Those clients he got were agents of companies who were involved in crime. And they used those agents as cover-ups for their criminal activities. Some of those clients were agents of the mafia. They were involved in prostitution, child prostitution, drug trafficking. And those were the clients that this Bart attracted. Those clients had the big money. And those clients indeed had projects, but those projects were a cover-up for what they were really doing. But is Bart involved with their criminal activities? No. He's just involved with some of the agents of those groups. But nevertheless, because Bart has received a lot of money from those clients and he did business with them, he has become known in the criminal world. And some people in the criminal world are even upset that this young man, who they don't even know where he's from, is now making a lot of money. Because a lot of criminals in the criminal world, their lives are in danger, they are being wanted by the police, and they have to take a lot of risks, even endangering their own lives, and risking losing their relationships in order to make just a few $100 or a few grand. A grand is 1,000. Okay, so, but now here you have this guy who has become a millionaire within just a few years. So those criminals are quite upset, and they wanna take Bart down. I mean, the mob and those companies that are involved in criminality, they are on good terms with Bart. They have no bad intention towards Bart. They like Bart because they see that Bart is sincere, Bart is not cheating on anyone, Bart is an honest man. So they have no problems against him, but the success that Bart received drew a lot of bad attention to him. And the scary part is, Bart is not aware that many of those criminals that want to take him down are people he knew in the past, are people that are related to, they are people that are related to his former fellow students, because some of them were involved in criminality also. So Bart now has, I don't want to exaggerate, but he has around hundreds of people that are envious and upset against him. And he doesn't even know who those people are and where and how. So that's what's going on. Another fact, he's married to this beautiful woman, right? Well, this wife he's married with, she used to date 3 other men before. But none of those relationships worked because this woman has a validation issue. She has this persistent urge to be validated. Now, every human being wants validation. That's just a natural need of our souls. However, when someone becomes addicted to validation, it's dangerous. And the men she dated also had a lot of emotional issues. Now, those men, 2 of them broke up the relationship because they thought that this chick it's a burden onto me. They want to get rid of her. They cheated on her. And one of the third guy she dated, she cut it off because she thought the guy was too boring. So now all those men, they didn't bother that they didn't had, let's call this woman, let's think of a name, Sarah. They didn't bother that it ended with Sarah, just moved on with their lives. But once they heard that Sarah was now married to a young millionaire, the guys freaked out. They became upset. Why? Because they couldn't handle. In their minds were thinking, Sarah, we broke up. So one of them was thinking, I broke with Sarah because she was too clingy, she was controlling me. And look at her now, she has a millionaire. What am I? I need to go to my job every day. I need to pay rent. The guy became very, he was furious, he was pissed off. And the guy that Sarah left, he began to feel all the pain of the rejection again, because he began to think now that he was worthless because Sarah left him. He had a lot of issues right there. But now those three men were also against Bart at the moment. So, and then here's another thing. The police officer, the police investigators that was investigating crime, they are now looking at Bart also, because they see the many of the clients that Bart had some link to the underworld. So look at this. Bart had his security. He had his business. He became wealthy quickly. He had his house that he lived in. No mortgage, it was his house. He was married to a beautiful woman. He had a great sex life. So he also went to church. So he also got the respect of being a believer, even though he didn't believe at all. So you think that, okay, he got his security, but that security is, let me say it like this, he is not aware that it's a ticking time bomb that's about to go off. Why? Because the fortune telling did work, that he got the best deals, that he got the instant manifestations, but Bart never looked at the big picture. He never looked at what those manifestations would do to him. So let's move forward in time. Bart now wants to abandon that fortune telling thing because he thinks, I don't need it anymore. Because that often happens with people that get involved in fortune telling. When they are in a need or they're in a situation that they want relief from, the fortune telling works. So they think, okay, it was a tool that I've used. I'm done with it. And they move on. But here's the thing. Those demons that worked out the fortune telling, they are using you. And by you consulting them, they've gained the upper hand upon you. And you may decide that you are done with fortune telling. Okay, you, from your part, you're done. But those demons aren't done with you because they have a hold upon you. And look, years passed by. Bart now had his own family. Now suddenly, his wife began to cheat. Now what happened? One of those ex-boyfriends of hers, the one she cut off, years back, he showed up again and she began to have an affair with him. And Sarah was unhappy in her marriage because, as I mentioned before, she had a validation issue that was never dealt with. Things went so quickly and so smoothly. She got married and later she also had children. She was married to a millionaire. It was all overwhelming to her. The issue was never dealt with. So now the issue was resurfacing. And it was not the demons causing it. It was just what was there and it was now manifesting. But Bart was so distracted by the prosperity and by his clients and by being a father to his children. He was so distracted by all the good things that were going on that he didn't notice that his wife was cheating on him. And now, that guy that had an affair with his wife, that ex-boyfriend of his wife, when he heard that his lover was unhappy in the marriage, he used that as an excuse to become more enraged at Bart. His jealousy and envy was now validated. And that guy that was having an affair with his wife, he worked at a construction company. And at the construction company, one of the former clients of Bart works there, who was, as I mentioned before, he was involved in criminal activity. But now that ex-client was aware that there were criminals wanting to take down Bart. Bart was on a hit list. And that client was talking about it, and that ex-boyfriend of Bart's wife heard it, and he think, oh, so people want to take down Bart? I do too. So that ex-boyfriend sought out those criminals, even offered to do the dirty job, to get paid. So after a while, Bart got assassinated. And his death caused a lot of trauma and unrest in the community. Now, why have I constructed this story? I wanted to reveal to you that fortune telling is a trap. When you begin with it, it's fun, it works, it's effective, things happen. Okay? And look, it doesn't have to be like Bart. Maybe you are in a contentious environment and you realize that some people are after you and you want to know what's going on. I mean, let's say you are in danger and you want to know what's going on. Fortune tellers can help you. The fortune tellers are human beings. They may have the best intentions, but realize their gift comes from demons, and those demons don't have the best intentions. The demons, through the fortune tellers, may help you. They may even tell you detailed who the people are that have something against you. They may even help you to report them to the police, to tell you where the evidence is. All of that can happen. In the beginning, fortune telling is always beneficial. It is. But those benefits will cancel themselves out over time. It always will, because here's the thing, your mindset is about self-preservation. Your mindset is about seeking validation. The validation you want is that you are safe, that you're relieved from trouble. And you may think there's nothing wrong with being relieved from trouble and danger. Okay, that's true, but you want a sense of safety. And it's for this sense of safety you want to know what's going on. Look, wanting to know what's going on around you, there's nothing wrong with that. But if you have this attachment to, if you are holding on to a sense of safety because you want control, then you're already trapped. First of all, you can't have control. There's a weight upon you that's going to stress you out. That's not even healthy onto you. Also, when you know what's going on, it's going to affect how you behave. So people are going to notice a change in your behavior. And that can also have other consequences. So when you look at it, when you look at the big picture, fortune telling is a very bad idea. And here's the thing. Bart went to fortune tellers and they helped him out. But the fortune telling never revealed onto him that he would get killed at age 32. That he would leave a widow behind and 4 children. Look, besides scammers that claim to be fortune tellers but are really lying to you and deceiving you, there are also times that demons will lie to you to get you into trouble. Why? Because, look at this, demons serve Satan and their aim is to maintain a negative tensions in the world so that people will seek relief. That's what Satan's will is. So from time to time they will tell you things are true, but they're lying. They're sending you in the wrong direction. And even when those demons, those fortune tellers, are really telling you what is really going on for your benefit, you're still trapped. So it's not going to work out for you anyway. Look, there's nothing wrong with wanting to know what's going on. There's nothing wrong with wanting to have security. But way too often we want security on our terms, how we perceive security, instead of submitting unto the Lord and unto His terms and His conditions for what He considers security. Fortune telling is a false security. It is a security that will cancel itself out at your expense and at the expense of people around you. Now, I'm not saying that everyone that becomes successful at a young age went to fortune tellers. But however, let's be realistic here. A lot of people go to fortune tellers. Sometimes even people you don't. Some people, when you hear they're going to fortune tellers, you would think, he's not going to fortune tellers or she's not going to that crap. But they are. A lot of people, the success they're having, the ease they have in their lives is a consequence of them taking the counsel of devils. Just like Bart used the counsel of devils to get a wife that didn't argue with him, that didn't have fights with him. So Bart didn't waste his time. He got a woman that he enjoyed being around. And she was willing to cooperate with him. So he didn't want to waste his time by getting involved with people, someone that he had to go through a lot of stuff. He wanted to find the right one. That was another trap in his mind. He wanted to find the right woman. Well, for you guys who are listening to this, there are females out there you should avoid because they are toxic, they may even be demon possessed, and they will wreck your mental health. In this case, Bart wanted to find the right woman. Okay, I can understand that he doesn't want to put up with a toxic woman, but to find the right one, what is the right one? The right one according to his terms. So the right one that construction was holding on to was also a trap. He wasn't aware it was a trap. Look, a lot of people want relief. And fortune telling often will give you relief when it works. But relief is short-lived. The best thing to do is to seek deliverance and to be delivered. But okay, I'm going to shut down this audio recording. I hope this illustration has revealed unto you why fortune telling is a very bad idea. Not everyone will end up being killed at a young age, but nevertheless, fortune telling is what they would call a circular movement. It's a movement that appears to go somewhere but you're not getting anywhere. The things you gain by that movement will be for your demise and the demise of those around you. Well, that being said, be at peace.